I'm the mum of Helena and she's 19 years old and she's 4 foot tall. She has a very rare genetic syndrome called Costello syndrome. When she was 3 months, they said Helena had Costello syndrome. Well, she's very short in stature, she has the heart problems, and it's one of the many, many syndromes where cancer is 17%, and Helena's had cancer twice. So she's in a lot of pain, she's got scoliokyphosis, curvature of the spine, both ways, long ways and sideways. So it affects every part of her really. She has 11 consultants, so it affects her from her head right down to her feet. So every part of her is affected. But she doesn't let that to bother her. She just gets on with life and she's just great. She's achieved so much. She's achieved more than I would ever have thought what she can achieve. She's very much my daughter. Hospital's been such a huge part in her life and she doesn't like having things done, and she's so fearful when she sees the doctors in the scrubs. She just wants to run away from it, brings back all the awful memories she has. Her understanding is absolutely brilliant because he said she'd never walk, she'd never talk, and her talking is good, but you have to really listen to what she has speech therapy, and sometimes some of the grammar holds her back because of her pronunciation. But she understands everything you say to her. She can do commands because she does so much. She's like a young cub leader, so of course she can understand, and we try and find different ways of helping her so she can achieve. I mean, she doesn't have a job, which to me is a huge achievement. And I think what I've written about good practice is what we all need is consistency, from when you go in to when you come out. Helena's had a lot of different problems, seen a lot of different health professionals over the years, and it's good when she sees the same doctors, and it's consistency for Helena, and that's what she needs. We want staff to appreciate our expert knowledge of Costello syndrome, and therefore to talk to us with great respect as an equal. I think that would be number one, to be honest, to do. Well, when people say they're going to do something, they do it. If they say they're going to ring me, they ring me, rather than me ring them, and then rather me act as the go-between than them doing it. Good communication, to be treated as an equal, and for the doctors to actually speak to Helena. And I think as well, good practice is when they treat you as an equal and they don't use their jargon, because of course, we're not stupid just because we don't know their jargon. They shouldn't use it, and I'm quite happy to tell them. And appreciate that they have a lot of knowledge of Helena's problems, but we also have a huge knowledge of Helena's Costello. The worst story we had was when she was 3, when she had the cancer the first time. We were actually having chemo, and we'd gone over to a clinic to see a professor who was going to look at a heel cause because he needed releasing so she'd be able to walk, because she still couldn't walk. And the cancer had also made her feet drop, all the medication. So we went over, and there was an hour's wait, and I said, she shouldn't be waiting so long, she needs to get back to the ward, she's not well. So then one of his regis come in and I said, have you read her notes? No. I said, well, as a professor, I said, well, that's so unprofessional. You better go away and get him to read them, hadn't you? So then he came in, he walked in, he took one look at her and said, she'll never walk, and he walked out. I have never experienced anything so disgusting and cold. Within 6 weeks, we'd gone to Booth Hall, and we'd seen another consultant, a heel cords were cut, and then she could walk. Now, to me, that's the worst experience I've had in 20 years, and I will never forget it. He was a really, really horrible man who didn't have any inkling with special needs, and he was very, very rude and didn't know how to speak to parents. And I really wished he'd been sacked. I thought that was dreadful. So when they send the letters out to all her consultants and the GP, they put Helena into a copy so I can read it, and I can read it out to Helena. So what I've done is I go and tell them at ENT that, I've told them all that with Helena, sometimes it really can't be helped. I realise that, and I don't expect to be treated like the Queen. So I could tell them, like, Helena cannot be around here for more than half an hour, 40 minutes maximum, because then she's got to wait for transport to go home. And I think it's always important that people don't assume people with conditions are all the same. This is such a big thing. They're all individuals. So don't just assume because she's got Costello's. You know what you're doing, because everybody with every syndrome and every single person are all individuals. Well, you need to make sure that they've got all the adaptations they need, and adaptations meaning for any disability when they do the transition from children to adults. It is so hard. If you have to change consultants, I mean, we are just so lucky, maybe one of the few. We've only had to change one consultant because she was over 18. I usually report all matters to PALS, who are excellent. They do things about it. So PALS are powerful, and I don't think enough people know about PALS. I don't, and just what their experiences are, and you know, just their knowledge is marvellous. What I do like to say is what I've been impressed with the staff is the dedication of the staff above and beyond. When Elena had cancer, some of the doctors would come and sit by her bedside, and I thought that was well beyond. And staff giving all the time, and staff who have empathy, you know, it just means so much. If you're feeling so down yourself, you know, we're the carers, we need caring for as well, and that is forgotten in the hospitals.